What's going on, everybody? And welcome to Bell Outright Occult Gaming with me, your host, Bell Outright. And today we are starting a game called Ninja Blade. This game is actually from Fromsoftware, makers of Dark Souls. And right now, what we're recording is the prologue. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and let this demo play. And afterwards, I'll explain what this playthrough is all about. And as you can see, this game is very action heavy, very over the top. Some would say cheesy, but it's very fucking cool. So we're just going to go ahead and get it started, and I'll let you guys know what this playthrough is all about. So what I'm doing this month is I'm doing a thing called Month of Fromsoft. I did record a prologue of sorts, or I'm not sure what I'm going to call it yet, but it basically kind of explains what I'm doing with that overall. But I'll just kind of clue you guys in here in case you don't want to go all the way over and watch that. So basically, I'm just ahead of Sekiro's release, and because FromSoft publishes a lot of games in March for whatever reason, I'm going ahead and playing a few FromSoft titles that I really dug from the past. These games I didn't even know FromSoft made when I first played them. This is one, Ninja Blade, and the other one's going to be one called Lost Kingdom for the GameCube. So I'm just going to go through and play these kind of greatest hits from my past. And with Ninja Blade here, what I'm doing is I'm just doing a kind of continuing where I left off. I'm gonna do mission by mission, but I'm not gonna start a whole new save file. But the cool thing about missions in Ninja Blade is that even when you complete them, if you play them over again, it's almost like you played them for the first time. The only thing we're gonna lose out on are collectibles and things of that nature. And that's I'm being a bit selfish here. That's actually for my sake, because I haven't actually completed this game yet. Last time I played it was like 2013, but I've still yet to complete it. I do remember having some trouble with the last mission, but for some reason, and this happens quite frequently, I end up dropping games even when I really enjoy them, because life's just moving too fast or something, or there's something else crazy I gotta attend to. I just kind of forget about stuff. So we're just gonna go ahead and hopefully we'll go ahead and complete this game before the month ends, because it's not very long. So what this episode is gonna do is I'm just gonna explain some of the systems in the game, so that when we're playing the game we won't have to stop and mess with anything. So right here we have our briefing, and it shows us our current mission 9. But again, we're gonna go ahead, when we play, we're gonna use this option to change mission, and we're gonna go back. We're gonna play them one by one. I think this game only has 9 missions. It might have more than that, but 9 is as far as I got. Each mission's fairly long. Each mission's about minimum 30 minutes long. So this game it's your standard at this point. It's your standard hack and slash action game. It's very similar to the likes of Ninja Gaiden or Devil May Cry. As a matter of fact, I think those games were the blueprint to this game. Not literally, but I'm sure the devs played those two games and decided everything they would implement into this game from those, and maybe some God of War as well. Our first option here, other than starting our mission, is upgrading our sword. And in Ninja Blade, you have up to 3 weapons. You start the game with just the Ninja Blade. You see here I have them all maxed. Ninja Blade is your standard katana. Your great sword here, I think it starts off with a different name, but it's a big great sword. And your twin knives are kind of they're interesting. They're actually extendable twin swords. So they stretch kind of like Ivy's blade from Soul Calibur. And they are fully maxed here. And unfortunately, because our Ninja Blade is fully maxed, it has a deleterious effect to it that actually hurts us over time. So we won't be using Ninja Blade too much, unfortunately, because as soon as you max it out, it becomes kind of a like a double-edged sword kind of thing. So and I don't really care for that gameplay mechanic, and there's no way to alleviate it. There's no way to get rid of it. You just, once you max it out, you're stuck with it. So I won't be using that one too much, and maybe in the future I'll do a playthrough where I'm using basic weapons, but for now we're gonna basically be using these 2 swords here because you don't have that deleterious effect. So I'll go through and I'll read some of these descriptions here. First and foremost though, the way you upgrade weapons is with blood crystals, and you get those from every enemy you defeat and bosses as well. Right here we have the true Ninja Blade. The Ninja Blade unsealed from its long slumber. It will give birth to crimson blades of unsurpassed power at the cost of its wielder's blood and life force. So it doesn't normally have that effect until you max it out. Normally it's just a standard sword with some pretty good combos too. And we'll look at it at the move list in a bit. And next we have the Stone Render Sword, which again I believe the name changes once you max it out, but I can't quite. It's been a couple years since I played. I don't quite remember that. So the details on this one are a massive great sword blessed by double serpentine dragons. The 4th enhancement level increases its strength. 2 new attacks will be available. Our last weapon here is the Twin Falcon Knives. Elegantly crafted dual knives of ultimate sharpness. The 4th element level increases its strength. 2 new attacks will be available. And you start off with this one, but you get these the next 2 weapons in the very first mission, and I'll explain a bit more about them as we're playing through. So next we have our Ninjutsu. Ninjutsu are ninja spells incorporated in the giant shuriken you get, and you get the giant shuriken again in the very first mission. And you get the cyclone shuriken in the very first mission. So the cyclone shuriken, the details on it are: this ninjutsu creates a shuriken imbued with cutting winds. It blows away enemies and puts out fires. The 3rd charge attack will be available. Flame shuriken. This ninjutsu creates a flaming shuriken that explodes. It burns plants to illuminate dark spaces and open new passageways. The 3rd charge attack will be available. So when it says burns plants, they have some type of I don't know if it's like a demonic infestation or some other thing, but the plants are like these infected creatures. They live and they produce insects and things like that. So the plants will be trying to kill you. And we got our lightning shuriken here. This ninjutsu creates a charged shuriken that auto targets enemies. It briefly stuns enemies and reflects range attacks. The one we're going to be mainly using is a cyclone because it puts out fires. Second one is going to be this because we're going to need it to illuminate some things and blow up obstacles. Lightning shuriken doesn't have a puzzle use, so I don't use it as much, but it's pretty good. All in all, I'd say the cyclone shuriken is the best because it has an attack that attacks around you, so you'll see me abusing that quite a bit. And I don't know if I'll say much about the move list. It has some pretty good moves, pretty diverse combos and things like that. Unfortunately, the Ninja Blade has the best moves of the bunch, but I don't use it very much in this playthrough. And you can see that, you can kind of recognize that from Ninja Gaiden. I don't believe it instant kills like the Flying Swallow does in Ninja Gaiden. but it's very similar. All in all, I'm not a huge fan of the combos in this game. I don't feel like they do enough. Like, because the enemies in this game have a lot of hyper armor, so a lot of these combos are like you end up not even being able to really do them. So there's kind of no point. You just want to stick to strong single attacks or something like that. But some of this stuff's cool. At least it's cool looking, but it kind of loses effect once you play the game. Unless there's something I'm missing about the combat system. Yeah, launchers are good though. I do like launchers. And the stuff ends up looking cool. You just won't see me using a lot of this stuff, even though it's cool. Star Render sword. I'm gonna be using this sword a lot, but honestly, for such a big sword, it does lack in range. So I end up, personally, I end up whiffing a lot of attacks. And I really don't like charge attacks in this game, because enemies, they attack. Enemies are pretty annoying in this game. They attack pretty quickly. You really don't have time to charge anything, unless your spacing is like really good. But then again, the attacks don't hit quite as far as I would think. Some of these are pretty good. I do like the R1 attacks, the ones you because when you press R1 you block. Right trigger. Well, I'm actually thinking left trigger actually. You know what? I haven't been using the right trigger attacks. Something I gotta make sure to do. I do like how this game uses its triggers to open the moveset. I think that's pretty good. And as you can see right there, a FromSoft classic, the Divine Light Blade. Unfortunately, you have to collect pieces of something to unlock this, and I don't have all the pieces yet. But once I get them, I'll make sure to display it off. Probably be the last thing I do this month. Alright, and we got the twin falcon knives, and as you can see, they're fast. They got a decent amount of range to them. Unfortunately, they do nothing to deter enemies. Any enemy bigger than tiny enemies. Like human-sized enemies will attack right through this stuff. But they do a lot of damage though, especially when maxed out. And they really do have some cool attacks. Now, if I'm gonna side with anything, it's probably gonna be this, because this thing's pretty cool. And it's useful. A lot of the attacks are useful. And I also don't have the final version of this either, so we'll have to figure out how to do that. Okay. And the shurikens, as far as moves go with them, all you do is if you hold the button down, they enter into this third person mode, and you depending on the shuriken, you either throw it or you throw it, but you throw it in different ways. And if you hold it down for longer, you do a much stronger charged elemental attack. So you'll see me accidentally use this quite a lot, because if you tap a combo like XXX and you press B, they'll end up tossing a weapon like that, as if you initiate third person mode. This is the fire one. It doesn't go straight like the wind when you have to toss it upwards, and it falls on the enemy, which is interesting. And then we have our lightning one, which kind of homes in on, yeah, like that, kind of homes in on different enemies. So you see the differences between the shurikens. Let's see, is there anything else? Oh, the character customization. So this is a very unique part of the game, and a little bit ahead of its time actually for an action game. So what you can do, you can customize your character, and as you can see, my character looks like my favorite Dragon Ball character, Piccolo. That's how kind of detailed the creation is. You can change the color of each part that you see that's a different segment. You can change the colors of all that. So you have his shoulder armor, his bicep armor, his wrist armor, all that stuff, his mask, his the different layers of his clothing. You can customize the color of every single one of those items. And I'll just kind of go in and demonstrate that. So let's see. So you can do everything at once. Or you can select specific parts. You can go into the armor plates and you can change the color of those. The clasps, and those are the purple parts on his shoulders. You can even change the color of those. That's how detailed it is. You can save color sets, you can load color sets, which is really cool. You can do that for each and every part of the clothing. So it's pretty neat. You can just about create what you want. Only thing you have to consider is he's wearing the mask. So you can't quite create the character you want, but you can come pretty damn close. It would have been better if they let you remove certain parts of the clothes, but for what they give you, you can do quite a bit with it. So for this playthrough, you'll be seeing a lot of Piccolo. You can also add emblems, which is pretty neat. This type of stuff I don't really care for, so I don't really use them too much. But it's cool if you like that sort of thing. And we also have presets. You can change, they give you outfits too. So you can just, you know, you can start with the ninja template. This is how he looks by default. Or you can go with, you can unlock different outfits like camouflage, pinstripe, hearts. A lot of these look very bad, like this one. This one looks kind of cool, kind of Ninja Turtles-esque. And these are just some of the outfits I unlocked. I think there's probably a lot that I'm missing, or at least just a few. This one's kind of cool. This kind of reminds me of MGS3, the camouflages in that game. That one's pretty cool too. So, and then you have the player created ones. I was rocking this one for like the longest until I was like, I think I can make Piccolo with these. I just made Piccolo. All right. And I think that's about it. We do, you do get to see player stats. You get to see your records. You do get to check mission stats to see like the stuff that you picked up. So the collectibles are blood crystals, which you can use again to level up your weapons. You also get health pieces, chi pieces, health pieces. Of course, you get those. You get to upgrade your HP. Chi pieces the same, but for chi, which is kind of the magic in this game. Shinobi Moji is like, I'm not sure what that does, but I think that might be what we need to unlock things in the game. I got everything but one of those. So with the chi pieces, you collect, I believe 4. Same with the health, and you get an upgrade to health or chi. And you also, in the missions, you also pick up collectibles like first aid sprays and adrenaline. First aid sprays, of course, heal your health. Adrenaline, I believe, heals your chi. And chi is used for your ninjutsu as well as your ninja vision. Ninja vision is going to be like the slow motion of the game, and it reveals environmental objects like secrets in the environment, things like that. What else can I say? I guess achievements don't matter. We're not going to be really focusing on achievements. But you can see the last time I really played, it was like 2013. So okay guys, I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on what we're going to be doing in the game. In the next mission, we're just going to go ahead and hop into the first mission. I'll explain things as I go as best I can, but it's going to be very, very fast paced, this game. The missions are long, but there's so much that happens in each mission that it's going to be very hard to keep up and just talk about every single thing. But also what I wanted to give you guys a heads up about is, for this playthrough, the episodes won't be quite as long as they were for my Darksiders playthrough, or for my Beyond Good and Evil playthrough, or any of my other long form playthroughs. I'm going to shorten them basically so I can get more commentary vids out, because if I make them longer, it's harder to get a full hour commentary out and then get them uploaded in time for you guys. So they're going to be shorter. I'm going to break up probably each mission into two. So they're going to be about 20 minutes. At the smallest, they're going to be maybe 15 minutes. But at the most, we're going to try to do 30. We're not going to try to go beyond that. If we do get a longer episode, 45 minutes is going to be the max. We're not going to do any longer than 45 minutes. But just wanted to give you guys a heads up on that. But I want to thank you guys for watching my channel, coming in and watching this prologue. Hope you guys enjoy month of Fromsoft, and hope you guys enjoy this playthrough. I want you guys to take care. Till next time. Peace.